This is Nancy Greene Raine, otherwise known as NGR. You really need to have a certain something to have an acronym as a name. And yes, she's earned it. Some of you may know her as a lake, a street, a provincial park, and even a senator.
And here comes Nancy Greene.
Did you know she's also a skier? Yeah, a pretty damn good one. She's the winningest ski racer in Canadian history. But more importantly, she's shown the world what it means to love a sport.
Outstanding young Canadian ski racer.
We'll keep this brief because the woman likes speed. Case in point, it's taken us 48.97 seconds to kick this off, which is just about the same amount of time it took her to win her first race. So let's get to it. NGR was raised in Rossland, BC. If you were a skier in the 50s, Rossland was the place to be. Growing up, it wasn't just NGR who had a passion for skiing. Both parents and all of her siblings loved strapping on their skis. By the age of 3, NGR was sliding around their small backyard. When nature called, she'd tromp right through the house. Once those wooden skis were on, there was no stopping her. Never one for being left behind, NGR saw her older sister competing and winning and was inspired. Her big break came when the 1960 Olympic tryouts came to Rossland. When the races were over, she became a last-minute replacement on the team. And so began the career of NGR, chasing a dream and anyone else ahead of her. At the age of 16, NGR was off to her first Olympics.
Well, Nancy and I were teammates in Squaw Valley, and I guess you could say I helped pave the way for Nancy.
Anne took home Canada's first Olympic gold and gave NGR something to set her sights on. Hot on her heels, NGR was catching up, and not just to Anne.
All of a sudden really caught fire this year, didn't
She certainly has.
And maybe I'm just not satisfied yet.
Nancy was really competitive, and actually a little embarrassing for the guys because she would consistently beat half of them in giant slalom training.
Fast forward a few years, the French were dominating the ski scene. But NGR wasn't intimidated. There were some ups, and some not sure how she walked away from it, downs.
Yep, that one hurt.
But she still came out on top. She won her first ever World Cup by 0.07 of a second, which is about the time it takes you to blink. The little girl who wouldn't take her skis off to pee was now officially the best skier in the world. You know what happens when you're the best? You get to dine with the queen. Who does that? NGR did. 3 times, in fact. Whether it was sipping tea with royalty or hearing things like,
"This is the most important moment of her life,"
she always kept a level head, even at 120 kilometers an hour. She was on a roll, and the '68 Olympics were her time to shine. Even a sprained ankle wasn't going to slow her down. She cleaned up, taking the silver in slalom and gold in giant slalom, winning by a whopping 2.64 seconds. And if you're not familiar with ski racing, that's a landslide.
I was in total awe of her aggressive style. She was always attacking, and when she won, she really knew how to celebrate.
It was a big year for NGR, winning every race the following month. Her momentum was unstoppable. But reaching the top meant NGR was now the target. It's the age-old question, would you rather chase or be chased?
Chase, of course.
And with that, she figured it was as good a time as any to retire. At this point, Al Raine entered the picture. He was starting a ski league to get more kids into ski racing and had a proposal for NGR.
So I asked her, can we put your name on it? Let's call it the Nancy Greene Ski League.
Smitten with the idea, she sent a telegram back. Like any good retiree, NGR kicked it into 5th gear.
Retire? I was just getting started.
Then Prime Minister Pierre Trudeau knew a good thing when he saw it and invited NGR to serve on his task force for sport. NGR got right to work, always making sure that her success benefited others. namely the Canadian Ski Program.
Instead of worrying about funding, athletes could concentrate on competing.
First stop, Mars. No, not that Mars.
Here, catch. A Mars bar makes a great break.
Golden caramel.
But the endorsement wasn't just about the nougat and caramel. It was about supporting the ski team.
Send your Mars bar wrappers to Mars Ski Fund.
It was around this time NGR and Al Rain re-entered each other's orbits. Soon after came Al's second proposal. This one was a little more personal. They were married in '69 and started their family the following year.
We didn't waste any time.
No, we certainly didn't.
The couple bonded over the usual things, but mostly it was their shared love of skiing and an insatiable need for speed.
And she's my best ski buddy, even today, and she can keep up.
Let's go, Al. One more lap.
Al had always dreamed of building a ski area, and Whistler was just a twinkle in the eye of ski bums across the country. Their vision? Transform a former garbage dump into a European-inspired pedestrian village that connected the two mountains. But like any lofty endeavor, it would require some cold hard cash, and lots of it. Thankfully, Al had a secret weapon.
And I would say, Nancy and I would like to meet with you, and that would get us in the door with the banks and the right people.
As Whistler grew into a ski mecca, NGR and Al got the itch for a fresh challenge, somewhere they could grow some roots and truly belong. Enter Sun Peaks, stage left. She and Al were ready to drop into a new opportunity, a prime location for skiers looking for quality snow and a welcoming community. It was the early 90s. Skinny skis were all the rage, and Al and NGR's dream was coming to fruition. A ski destination that checked all the boxes.
I knew she would love this place, but Nancy has, what can I say, discerning taste.
I told him, Paul, I can't commit until I ski it.
She skied it all right. Since making Sun Peaks home, NGR has skied it virtually every day.
The skiing and snowboarding here is terrific. Everyone loves it.
She'll be out there in any weather, skiing with guests. Yes, even the speed-challenged ones. In fact, it's not uncommon for Al and NGR to bang out 10 laps before stopping for a latte. Not surprising, considering she was named Athlete of the 20th Century. Do you know what you get when you're that good? Your own stamp. She didn't just reserve her passion for the mountains. In 2009, Nancy found herself in Parliament, appointed to the Senate, where she spent nearly a decade advocating for the healthy, active lifestyle of Canadians.
It was a good challenge, and I could still ski a lot.
So let's recap. NGR conquered the world stage on skis, helped establish not one but two world-class ski destinations, raised twin boys, an Olympic feat in its own right, and inspired an entire nation of ski racers. Oh, and a casual battle with cancer. She came out swinging, playing tennis throughout treatment as only NGR would.
The beauty of Nancy is that she turned every struggle into an opportunity, and those opportunities all become successful in every aspect of her life.
Game, set, and match.
Canada did not have very many successful international athletes, and Nancy put Canada on the map. She's done more for skiing in Canada than any other person I know.
We told you she earned the acronym, didn't we? So what's next for NGR? Well, in an interview, she said,
I tell people my goal in life, I want to die in an avalanche when I'm 80.
This year marks her 80th birthday, which begs the question, what's the plan, NGR?
The new plan? I'm going to ski until I'm 100.